Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
A massive cybersecurity event happening now in Augusta is pumping millions of dollars into our local economy. In just a few minutes, how this cornerstone event is bringing some of the brightest minds to the cyber city.
But first, we're just a month away from Augusta's largest arts festival, and while the food and arts vendors are getting ready for the Arts in the Heart, a local group is questioning whether they have a place too. Good evening, I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Zana Halliburton. Today during Augusta Commission, the issue of local participation was brought up after Drum Circle Augusta says their submission was denied. Your Sydney Hood joins us live in our newsroom at Sydney. This kicked off a back and forth between the Drum Circle and the Greater Arts Council, who run Arts in the Heart.
This all started a couple weeks ago when Drum Circle announced on Facebook they were denied participation from this year's Arts in the Heart. They say the reason they were given by the Augusta Arts Council was lack of space. But today in commission, Drum Circle says the Arts Council told them they were refused their application because they broke 3 rules last year. Drum Circle says the Arts Council told them that they were late on Friday, they left early on Saturday, and did not show up at all on Sunday, but they denied all those claims. The president of the Augusta Arts Council board also spoke at commission and says they've been in constant communication with Drum Circle since denying their application. Augusta Arts Council says 88% of their vendors at Arts in the Heart are local, and they are open to a conversation with Drum Circle to work on a resolution.
We don't want to deny anybody, and if anybody's an advocate for people in this city, it's me. And I would speak on that and say that all the time. So the comments and people that were calling and bashing were not those people. Those people are good people.
And both parties say they plan to meet together again to work out a solution here. And something else that was brought up today, the cost of the festival. Commissioners listened to that conversation, but nothing was decided there.
All right, Cindy, I know there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to who can come and who cannot come, and there's only so much space to think about it that way, but
It seems like a discussion still needs to be had, so nothing finalized just yet. Thanks for that, Sydney. Also, during commission discussions surrounding the Augusta mayor's credit card use have been postponed again. Questions began last month after Mayor Garnett Johnson asked for more than $40,000 to cover his credit card expenses for city business over the past 6 months. City leaders are looking to reach a solution when it comes to reimbursing the mayor. Johnson says he's expected to meet with the interim administrator, city attorney, and finance department tomorrow.
switching gears to weather now as we give you a live look here over
degrees below average. We are going to continue with these highs below average for the rest of the work week. We'll see if we can keep it around for the weekend in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks very much, Riley. Murphy Middle School is mourning the loss of 2 students. In a letter sent home to parents today, the school says 2 of its students died over the weekend. The letter extends its condolences and thoughts to the family and friends. It says grief counselors are available to talk with anyone who needs it on campus. And meanwhile, we're trying to confirm how those children died.
Richmond County's Board of Education is looking to increase property taxes by almost 14%. If that sounds like a lot, it is.
Right, and there are 3 public hearings for you to speak out on the subject. The first was today at noon, the second happening right now at the school board central office on Broad Street. And that's where your Kennedy Payne joins us live. And Kennedy, you've done the math so we can break down what this increase actually would look like for an average homeowner, right?
Yes, I actually have, and we'll get into that in a second. But again, I want to reiterate that the second public hearing about the millage rates will take place after the regular Board of Education meeting, which actually started around 4 minutes ago. It started at 6, so you still have time to get out and weigh in. The last and final meeting will be August 27th at 5:30.
A millage rate is what you pay in property taxes. Georgia law requires the Richmond County Board of Education to collect the same amount of taxes this year as they did last year. So Richmond County Schools needs 13% more than last year to do that. The Board of Education wants to raise property taxes by about 13%. This number is shocking at first, but let's break down what it can mean for you. Essentially, the Board of Education wants to increase the millage rate from 16.493 mils to 18.33 mils. Let's say that your house is worth $200,000. So this would mean that you would see a $13.93 monthly annual increase in your taxes. For the past 2 years, the millage rate has gone down. However, this millage rate is still lower than it was between 2017 to 2021. So where will your tax dollars go? Well, this year it goes to teachers, bus drivers, para-employees, school custodians, and health insurance for school employees.
We were losing our teachers to neighboring counties because they can go across the county line and make more money. So it's putting our students at risk by not having a qualified teacher.
These salary increases are already in effect. However, a previous Richmond County school system bus driver says the school board needs to find other ways to collect this money.
Stop taxing them where they won't be able to own their home anymore. Take care of the taxpayer. You ask the taxpayer to take care of you, take care of them first.
And Bobby Smith says if the money is not collected, they would have to pull it from their reserved fund balance, which would definitely put them in a very difficult financial place. Again, there has to be 3 public hearings for this millage rate to pass. The last one's August 27th at 5:30 here at the Board of Education, so you still have time to get out and weigh in at that meeting, as well as this one. It should start around 7 o'clock.
And again, we're talking about $14 a month on a $200,000 home, so that kind of helps put it in perspective for a lot of people.
It's something to think about. It all adds up at the end of the day, but voice your opinion if you like to. Thanks, Kennedy. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for a mass murder suspect arrested in Burke County. James Drayton was arrested nearly 2 years ago on suspicion of shooting and killing 5 people in Inman, South Carolina. That's in the upstate near Spartanburg. The victims range from 19 to 59 years old. After those alleged killings, Drayton is accused of driving more than 145 miles to a convenience store in Burke County. He allegedly robbed that store at gunpoint and was caught after a chase with law enforcement. Authorities say Drayton later confessed to the killings, telling police he was high on meth and hadn't slept in days leading up to the attack.
Also tonight, a local ministry walking back its plan to create a series of cabins to host people recovering from substance abuse. 143 Ministries recently bought 20 acres of property in Columbia County over on Wrdw Drive. They submitted a plan to the county to rezone the area so they could start building a church and several cabins to pursue that mission. But today we're learning 143 Ministries has withdrawn the plan after a pushback from the community. The main concerns were potential traffic as well as safety. On Facebook today, the leader of that ministry said they still own that 20-acre property, but they're reassessing what they want to do next.
Thousands of cybersecurity professionals coming to the Garden City for a massive expo and conference called TechNet. Last year brought nearly 6,000 attendees, with nearly half of these visitors coming from outside Georgia and South Carolina.
Huge event, big turnout this year as well. Your Audrey Dickerber has a look at how this massive event benefits our local economy.
TechNet keeps growing, and now it's expanded not only into the parking lot but into the street. And a bigger conference means a bigger impact on our city, helping people who attend grow as well as the city.
If you're wandering around town this week, you will know that there's something different about it, that our hotels are completely booked, our restaurants will be filled, and there's a lot of people that are in town conducting business, learning more about the needs of the U.S. Army and the Department of Defense.
They expect the conference to break records this year. Last year, it brought in more than 6,000 people, and more than half of them were from outside of Georgia and South Carolina. And it generated more than $5.4 million for the city.
The military government, our industry partners, and our academic partners. Those are the folks that are going to work together to develop, design, create, invent capabilities and technologies that we need for our national security. And we're bringing that whole community together here in Augusta.
With thousands of people staying in hotels, going to restaurants, and supporting local businesses, downtown is already feeling the rush of people that have come into town. But they say it's a good thing.
You know, everyone's just kind of flooding in here, trying to have everyone be as patient with us as possible. You know, trying to cook the best food for them as quickly as possible. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we're doing our best.
It brings in business to places all over, on and off Broad.
Thanks to the hotel, we do have a lot of people coming in, like I said, from all over. You know, we are a little off the beaten path a little bit when it comes to Broad Street.
The conference is going on until Thursday, so you'll see an increase in both car and foot traffic until then, as people come downtown to see what Augusta is all about. In Augusta, Audrey Dickerber on your side.
A lot of people in our area right now. Thanks, Audrey. Still ahead, South Carolina's drought levels have been greatly improved due to Hurricane Debbie rolling through. Still ahead, what that means for controlled burns like this happening in our area.
And not much rain in our forecast the rest of the week, and our temperatures will continue to cool off. We'll have a look at that forecast just after the break.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert Weather Team. Introducing the First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster. She grew.
The cooler and drier days this week may not quite be cool enough for bonfires, but the Hitchcock Woods Foundation in Aiken is trying to take advantage of the unusual pattern by performing prescribed burns.
And it's not the normal time of year for these burns in our area, but they are essential. Your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale explains.
Beneficial rain recently and a favorable northeast wind is exactly what Bennett Tucker was looking for to get a prescribed fire done at Hitchcock Woods.
Right in this particular unit, the last time it was burned was 2019, so it's had 5 years worth of growth, and you can kind of see a lot of that scrub brush has gotten taller.
Prescribed burns help reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires, replenishes soil nutrients, and it benefits wildlife and habitat. Lightning naturally starts wildland fires, and this process copies that.
Jumping on this today, getting it done, and we still have, a couple months most likely before our first frost. So this unit will green up and kind of start to respond after the burn and start to heal. So we wanted to squeeze it in and try to get it done this year.
Weather is a critical part of a successful burn. Temperature, humidity, and wind all have to be just right. And if you're walking around Hitchcock Woods, you may notice new panels with a QR code.
For example, for the prescribed fire you're going to see today, we're going to have one at, out by the fire, and then they can scan that, and there will be a very short video that was put together by a local videographer, Jamie Kelker, just fantastic.
We see the smoke all the time. We rarely get into a fire like Riley just did.
I was just thinking the same thing. I've never seen a prescribed burn up close, right? You always see it from afar. You see the smoke. Sometimes we think the worst, but this happens often.
It does, and it was so cool. Bennett Tucker and Dr. Phillips out there at the Hitchcock Woods Foundation were great hosts to us. We were able to get out there safely, kind of video all that action that was going on, and they're very beneficial. They do help the wildlife out there. It helps protect that habitat and that longleaf pine ecosystem that they're really trying to protect out there. So fun afternoon, and still smelling a little bit like smoke out here, so hopefully not too bad for you all over there. But hey, beautiful afternoon. We got sunny skies, and it was a good afternoon, getting back into the low 90s by Monday.
We told you recently how the American Red Cross is scaling back their recovery efforts now that Debbie has passed. The need for emergency shelters has decreased, and they're now left with additional food and water donated from corporate sponsors. Our Red Cross here at home is finding solutions and what to do with the in-kind donations. Thanks to corporate sponsors, 8 local nonprofit organizations are receiving food and water.
We had a lot of national in-kind donors who provided us with food and water, and they graciously allowed us to keep it here in the community. And after all the local needs were met, we still had additional resources, so we wanted to make sure we could share them with our community.
The Salvation Army Center of Hope is one of the organizations the Red Cross is helping. They received 22 pallets of water.
We're so grateful to the American Red Cross for donating all of these waters that they weren't able to use during disaster relief. And like Susan said, just because they didn't need them for disaster victims from Debbie does not mean that our community does not need them.
The Center of Hope feeds on average 80 to 90 people a day and is still seeing an increase of people staying at their shelter and eating at their soup kitchen.
We're averaging way more meals. It's almost 800 more meals that we're seeing for our shelter clients and the community at large in a month. So you can see the need is definitely growing, and it's there, and we're so grateful for our community partners who are helping us help those who are in such need.
With help from Wrdw Construction and Red Cross volunteers, more than 51,000 cans of water were delivered to the Center of Hope.
Yeah, I love partnering with the Salvation Army. We work hand in hand. We were at the tornadoes together back in Oklahoma. We ran out of some stuff. They were able to procure the same stuff. And, it's like one hand feeds the other.
And it's never too late to help. The Center of Hope says they accept water and non-perishable foods year-round. Really great thing the Red Cross is doing. You can also help by volunteering your time at the Center of Hope Soup Kitchen. Prep starts every day at 3:30, and right now more than half of the people staying at the Center of Hope are women and children.
They have so many resources. It's good to see them channel that in the right direction. So if you want to donate, if you want to volunteer, we do have a link for you on our website. Still ahead in sports, big news out of Columbia. The quarterback battle has come to an end in fall camp. Shane Beamer names his starter for the Gamecocks. Next.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Please join me for a live educational webinar where I'll break down every aspect of Medicare. I promise you'll walk away feeling confident and prepared to take the next step on your Medicare journey. It's free to join, and you can sign up right on our website, Wrdw64.com.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with the getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer, arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris
took you for a mariachi guy.
Really not a huge fan, but seems to be all let's do these days. Wrdw64.com.
Who are you talking to?
On your sideline.
So this is some pretty cool news. UGA softball just brought in local softball standout Carly Heath. Heath comes from North Augusta High School. She'll assume player development duties for the Dogs. That means the former utility player will be working with the student athletes on and off the diamond. After playing softball at North Augusta, she began her college career at South Carolina. Then she transferred to Louisiana, playing for the Raging Cajuns. She worked there as a graduate assistant last season. Coach Tony Baldwin singing her praises today, saying her experience on both sides of the ball will be valuable in helping us develop our team. You could see Heath's old stomping grounds as the game of the week Friday. That's if you choose their matchup against Thompson. Greenbrier and Grovetown, you still lead with 56% of the vote for game of the week.
It was just, Lenore's has been consistent, and just speaking about Lenore specifically, I think he continues to get better each week. His poise, his consistency, his understanding of what we're trying to do. It was he's done what we've asked him to do.
Okay, there you have it. Shane Beamer officially naming Lenore Sellers as the starting quarterback this season. Sellers has been in a position battle all camp long with Auburn transfer Robbie Ashford. Sellers saw action in 3 games last season, so he'll definitely be in store for some big plays this season.
Definitely. So looking forward to college football starting up soon. And hey, it's going to feel like fall football season the rest of this week. We got temperatures staying below average through the weekend. Have a closer look at the possibility of maybe some rain just after the break.
Refresh your space.
Everybody has a Labor Day sale.
So why is Weinberger's any different?
Because we have tons of quality Weinberger furniture at low prices.
That's right. I bought a lot of extra inventory this summer, and it needs to go at any price.
We have store-wide markdowns on our huge selection at all 3 locations.
Get great quality, name-brand furniture at huge discounts now through Labor Day.
Get the best prices on Weinberger's furniture this Labor Day, in stock and ready for delivery.
I was robbed. They tried to...
Morning, afternoon, night, Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Our First Alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists, always tracking weather that impacts you, telling you what we know as soon as we know it. All the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. First Alert is our investment in your family's safety. News 12's First Alert weather on your side.
Welcome back, folks. We finally had the green light all week long to wash the car. If you want to go see our friends at Rock and Wash, rain chances 10% or less, and really even struggle to put that 10% in there. I would imagine most of us stay completely dry, but we are looking at temperatures to stay a little bit below average. That is another good part about the forecast the rest of the week. Here's a look at our expected rain totals across the region over the next 7 days. So this is for the next week, all the way to next Tuesday, and you can see maybe the potential for a stray shower here or there, but nothing that really looks to be too significant for us. Heading into tonight, we are going to see our low temps bottom out into the mid-60s by daybreak tomorrow morning, keeping our high temperatures tomorrow in the 80s, very comfortable. And then as we get into our Thursday morning, maybe some 50s found for places like Saluda and Edgefield County. So just getting a little bit cooler the next couple of days, but keeping it nice and dry.
We'll enjoy it while we've got it. Riley, thanks. Our next live update comes at the top of the hour on 26 News.
And then join us back on News 12 at 11.